Hi everyone, this is Daymi Pelaez, and I am with ABA Exam Academy. I'm going to be talking about the 6 attitudes of science today. As most of you know, we are now offering courses, and we wanted to let you guys know that we have a lot of discounts right now. Upcoming, we have 2 courses that are coming up. One is called Intervention Intensive Course, which is all about Task List J. And we also have Measurement Intensive Course, which is Task List A and H, both of them together. So our original price is $19.89, and we're offering it now because of the hardship that we're all going through internationally. We're offering it at $17.99. What this includes is it's a 2-hour course. The instructor is a BCBA, and we also have myself, which I have my master's degree, and I will soon be a BCBA, not a BCBA yet, unfortunately, because my exam got canceled because of this situation. But I am also assisting on the chat if anybody has any questions or anything. I also do that. So you have 2 people there helping you guys through the 2 hours. We also include with that price, we have a 25-question mini-mock with an answer key, and all the questions that are given to you are going to be explained during the course. So we go over all of the task lists, which is A and H, or J in the other course, and we go over the exam as well with explanations. The last thing we do send you is a supplemental study guide, which is basically the presentation in a modified format, which is a PDF. It's printable. And we make sure that we send you everything that's crucial. So like all the charts, all the visuals, anything that can help you study after the course is done so that you can continue that momentum. Does anybody have any questions before I move on? Okay, so the course that we have is this Saturday. We have one, which is April 18 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have another course, which is on measurement, which is April 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so sign up as fast as possible so you can book your spot. All right, so the disclaimer is ABA Exam Academy we are a few credential providers that work together to help others ace the test. Our meetings are meant to help you better understand the BACB 4th edition task list concepts. And all viewers are responsible to verify the accuracy of the information being provided. We do take our information straight from Cooper, but as always, we always like to make sure that you guys verify the accuracy of the information, always. No matter where you get it from, you always have to make sure that you find the information and make sure that everything is accurate. Lastly is we have ethical considerations. Always refrain from sharing any BCBA test questions, any type of paid resources, specific client identifiable information. And if you are sharing any open resources, always make sure to give credit to the author. We love for you guys to participate. So if you're going to participate, just remember the ethical considerations. All right, and like I said before, I use the Cooper book, the 2nd edition, Applied Behavior Analysis. So if you want to reference the book, I take all the information straight from there. All right, so does anybody know off the top of their head, I have the acronyms there, the 6 attitudes of science. You can call 1 out, 3 of them out, whatever you guys know.
Determinism.
All right, that's 1, good.
Empiricism.
Empiricism, awesome.
Experimentation.
Repetition.
Replication.
Replication, I have 4.
Parsimony.
Parsimony.
Philosophical doubt.
Awesome, nice job, guys. Great participation. All right, so we said parsimony, determinism, empiricism, experimentation, replication, and philosophical doubt. All right, so the first one that we're gonna go over, does anybody wanna be brave and tell me what this means? Just off the top of your head, don't look at your books, just give me that information.
Parsimony basically
Rule out the simple.
All right, I love that you guys know all of it, but let's just go one at a time, okay? I think I heard Aisha first.
Yeah, I was just saying that on top of my head, it just means that the simplest explanation.
All right, so we have one person says simplest explanation. Anyone else want to give something different or similar?
It's to rule out the simplest explanation.
All right, rule out. That's very good. I like that you said that. Anyone else? Who just said that? Christy?
Yes.
Awesome, because I think you said exactly what I wrote. Okay, so what does parsimony mean? When looking at behavior, choose the simplest theory explanation. And actually, I just looked in the Cooper book and it said that specific word, rule out. So make sure that you always have those two words on there, rule out. Good job, Christy. All right, so next is determinism. Determinism, does anybody want to talk about that one?
I will.
I'm sorry?
I will. This is Christy again.
Uh-huh.
It's the cause and effect.
Cause and effect, good. Anybody else want to add on that?
Deals with lawfulness.
Lawfulness, good.
The world is orderly and predictable.
Awesome, I like that. All right, so we have 3 good ones. What does determinism mean? Cause and effect, lawfulness, predictability. Good job, guys. You guys hit them all. Next, we have empiricism. Anyone?
Facts. We have to go on facts.
Facts, awesome.
Observable.
Observable, nice.
And measurable.
I'm looking for one more word. Does anybody else want to think about that last word that I'm looking for?
Science.
Objective.
It is done in the labs.
Yes, so it's experimental. It's something that's data-based. We get it from experimental data-based information. So what does empiricism mean? It's facts, it's data-based scientific approach, and a detailed description of events. Very good. Next, we have experimentation. Experimentation. Just out of the top of your head, does anybody know the AKA? This is a bonus.
Experimental analysis.
Nice job. Very good. All right, so does anybody want to tell me what it means? What is experimentation?
Manipulating the variables.
Yes, manipulating variables.
Looking for a functional relation.
Okay, good.
It's manipulating the IV, which is the treatment or the intervention, to see the effect that it has on the behavior.
Yes, and the behavior is what? Because you hit a lot of great things. So what is the behavior? You said the IV affects what?
The DV.
The DV, awesome. So it strictly looks at how the IV affects the DV. Perfect. What does experimentation mean? It's basic scientific strategy manipulating variables to see the effects. It's not just manipulating variables, it's manipulating variables to see the effects. Because if we don't see effects, it doesn't mean anything. It's not experimentation. All right, replication.
Repeating, duplicating.
Good. Repeating and duplicating. Anything else? And what are you determining when you do that?
Self-correcting.
Reliability.
Reliability, that's the word I was looking for. So when you repeat something over and over and over again, you're making sure that information is reliable. So what does replication mean? It's repeating experiments to determine reliability. Wait for scientists to discover mistakes, always. Even if you think that what you found is correct because you went through the process and you have data and everything, just repeat it over and over and make sure that it's 100% correct. All right, and then we have philosophical doubt. What is that?
Healthy skepticism.
Healthy skepticism. And what does healthy skepticism mean?
To doubt yourself that you may
Doubting.
not be right.
Questioning the truthfulness behind it.
Questioning. Healthy doubt. Awesome. So doubting yourself, and another one that I do like, I don't know if you guys are going to say it, but having a critical eye. So being analytical, finding all those little details that can make a big difference. Okay? And questioning it. Always question. It's really good to question everything, all the little things. Okay, so what does philosophical doubt mean? It's questioning your results, having a critical eye, and healthy skepticism. Nice job, guys. So now we're going to do some matching. So what I do is I have the words usually on one side and then what it means on the other, and then I'm going to just have you guys tell me which ones match with the other. All right, so I'm going to say what's in the right-hand side, and you guys are going to tell me what that goes with. So for the first one is facts.
Empiricism.
Empiricism.
Anyone else?
Empiricism.
Awesome. All right, cause and effect.
Determinism.
Experimentation.
Determinism.
Cause and effect is determinism. Manipulating variables.
Experimentation.
All right, does everyone agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Determine reliability.
Replication.
Replication.
Yes. Awesome, guys. And then the simplest explanation, what is that?
Parsimony.
Awesome. And then last, healthy skepticism.
Philosophical doubt.
Great job, guys. You guys got it quick. Very good. You guys have been studying a lot?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone has a lot of time in their hands right now, so let's take advantage of that.
And I'm using it.
All right, so then I have about 6 or 7 mock questions. These mock questions are created by me. So let's go through them, break them down, and then you're gonna see what our courses do. Our courses, we basically do the same thing. We have questions, we break them down, we make sure we know how to not just tell you what's right, but also why the other ones are wrong. All right, so the first question, I need to have at least 3 answers to move on. So let's have at least 3 participants answer, okay? Robert is a BCBA that is working on a research study to earn his BCBA D. At the university, he spends his time manipulating the variables to see the effects. Which attitude of science is this an example of? A, philosophical doubt, B, replication, C, experimentation, or D, analytical?
C, experimentation.
C, experimentation.
So we have 3 for C, experimentation. Awesome. All right, so what did you guys look at when you looked at the question?
Manipulating the variables.
Manipulating the variables.
See the effects.
Yes. Yes. And then another thing I wanted to point out was, I don't know if you guys noticed, A, B, C, and D. Is there anything here that's not in attitude of science?
D.
Analytical.
Analytical. So what would have happened if I would have put here, which of the 7 dimensions is this an example of?
That would be
Analytical.
It would be analytical. So because analytical is actually very similar to experimentation. Analytical is functional relation. So you guys have to be very careful what they're asking for, okay? So I specifically put analytical in there on purpose because I wasn't sure if you guys would get confused and not see the question I was asking for, okay? So just make sure that when you guys look at these questions, you make sure that you're looking for what they are asking for. All right, we're gonna move on. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Does analytical also mean the function and also the control and the causation? I think that's how you say it.
Well, it does, but it specifically is the functional relation. And since you are manipulating variables and this scenario doesn't have a lot of information, you just have to look at what the question has and work with it.
Okay.
So you know for a fact it's not philosophical doubt. You know it's not replication because there's nothing being repeated. So it's between C and D. And then when you look at the question, it says, which attitude of science is this an example of? So you rule D out automatically because it's not even an attitude of science.
Okay.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right, Camila is a graduate student earning her doctorate degree at FSU. She is conducting a research study about pigeons, which environment would be the best habitat for that specific species. After a couple of months, she found the result, but decides to repeat the study several times to make sure her results are reliable. This is an example of which attitude of science: replication, experimentation, empiricism, or parsimony?
A, replication.
A, replication.
A.
So I have 2 for replication.
A, replication.
Nice. Perfect. So did you guys look at, what did you guys look at? Did you guys look at this? Repeating the study several times? Good. So repeating a study several times will give you enough data to know if the results are reliable. This, guys, honestly, if you just have results are reliable together with repeating, it doesn't have to specifically say repeating. It can say he did it today, he did it a week from now, he did it a month from now. It does. What you have to look more is at something being done over and over again, and the results being reliable. The results being reliable is almost as important or even more important than
Last time, because I didn't get to eat it, the baby ate it. He took all my popcorn.
guys, make sure you mute your microphones if you're not speaking. All right. You see your client, Johnny, and notice that his behaviors have suddenly escalated in the past week. You decided to implement a punishment procedure after all reinforcement strategies have been put in place. The mother informed you that the grandmother is in town on vacation, but you decide to proceed with a new intervention anyways. Which of the attitudes of science were violated? Philosophical doubt, parsimony, replication, or experimentation? This one's a little bit tricky.
B, I think.
You said D as in dog?
No, B,
D as
parsimony.
in boy, okay. Anyone else?
I say B as well.
Okay, I have B, 2 B's, and I have 1 D on the chat.
Philosophical doubt.
I have 1 A. This is really good because you guys are all over the place. Okay. For the ones that say B, since it's the one I have the most people saying, why are you saying B? What are you looking at in the question?
I think his behavior his behavior suddenly escalated. There could be a simplest explanation that we need to rule out before putting changing an intervention. And since I don't know, grandma might be involved, and if she's not there, we are not, doing everything we could before we move on to add something else. That was what my thought process was.
Okay, good. And for the one that said experimentation, you want to tell me why, or are you not sure?
D, because to kind of see the cause and effect, because it said right here that they're gonna proceed a new intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see the cause and effect on that. That's why I chose D.
Right, I see where you're going with that. Okay, so then I have also philosophical doubt. What did you look at when you got that philosophical doubt?
Well, I looked at the fact that well, in a sense, how she explained for D, experimentation, the fact that that I didn't rule out what it may have been, like the fact that the grandmother's presence could actually been what actually causing the spike in the behavior.
All right, I love this. This is great because you guys are all pointing at great things here. So I'm gonna explain it. The answer is actually B, but as you can tell, I have a lot of things highlighted because the question, you have to look at a lot of things here, okay? So number 1, we're looking at the behavior has suddenly started escalating. So this BCBA that's working with this client, has been working with a client for a while. It's not a new client. So it suddenly started escalating in the past week. So right there, like you said, there's a question, right? But because it doesn't say anything about the BCBA questioning anything, we're all obviously assuming that there's obviously a question there. But we have to make sure that when we look at these questions, we cannot assume. Okay, it doesn't say anything anywhere on there that the BCBA is trying to figure out a way because it's unsure about the behavior. Like, there's no question there. Okay. Second thing is this whole thing about the grandmother being on vacation was not even looked at by the BCBA. Because if you notice here, it says, but you decide to proceed with a new intervention anyways. So right there, the BCBA ignored that information. And the question is specifically saying, what was violated? So it could be a lot of these things, but we're specifically asking for what was violated. You guys understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a variable. The grandmother being a variable was something that was put in there that all of a sudden the behavior went up. And the BCBA didn't even look at that. She just said, I'm going to put punishment in there to stop this behavior, and didn't look at that. So that was a violation. Does anybody have any questions? All right, next question. Yanni tells Daymi to use self-management strategies daily while studying for her board exam. She woke up the next morning thinking skeptically to better assist her friend and help her have effective results in this difficult exam. Yanni's behavior is demonstrating which attitude of science? Philosophical doubt, replication, experimentation, or determinism?
A, philosophical doubt.
All right, you guys were spot on with that one. Yes, nice job. Hey. Philosophical doubt. So skeptic, okay, so we look at, we're thinking skeptically, right? And we're looking at whose behavior? Yanni's behavior. Always, guys, look at the question, because if it would have said Daymi's behavior, it would have thrown off the question. So if it says Yanni's behavior is demonstrating, look to see what she did, okay? And then another thing too that I just noticed today, in order for it to be philosophical doubt, you need to have whatever you use as an intervention or whatever you use to, like a suggestion. In this case, it was a suggestion. It needs to be an ABA suggestion. It can't just be, go outside and get some fresh air. No, that's not ABA. But because she gave self-management strategies as a suggestion, she was having healthy skepticism and questioning, is that gonna be enough to help my friend pass her exam? Maybe not. Okay, let me suggest more things, or maybe let me look more into it, or maybe let me help her study. You know, there's a lot of things that she could suggest, but she had that healthy skepticism that made her think out of the box. Okay? What about if I would have said, Yanni tells Daymi to use sensory integration or something
Maybe
like that?
you're okay.
No.
Baby.
That's non-behavior analytic.
Right, so then what would it be?
Okay.
It's not
Experimentation. See?
Nobody's here.
it's actually
You're
not an
okay,
attitude of science. It would be something of the 7 dimensions. Does anybody know?
You're okay, baby. He ran in because I think he had somebody come up the stair
Or apply.
and went inside, and then he heard the door and he ran to the bathroom.
I didn't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna try muting. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna repeat myself. I muted everyone. Okay. If I would have changed this to Yanni tells Daymi to use sensory integration strategies, which one of the 7 dimensions would it be? This is a bonus question.
Apply.
What is it?
Apply.
Behavioral.
Would it be conceptual systematic?
Yes, conceptual systematic. Why?
Because it was described in ABA terms.
It's not an ABA. Yes.
Terms.
Yes, it's not an ABA intervention. So when you're looking at philosophical doubt, always make sure that the type of strategy that she's having healthy skepticism on is a form of ABA. Because if it's not, then it could be something that is totally different. So you guys have to be very careful when you look at these questions, okay? If it would have just said Yenny's behavior is demonstrating what? And let's say conceptually systematic was on here. And I had sensory integration. It would have been conceptually systematic and not philosophical doubt. So that's why I'm saying make sure you look at all the details, all the information that's given to you, because it's there for a reason. All right, next question. Johnny is a BCBA. He decides to use an intervention with his client. It will use both a contingency contract and a peer mentor. After several sessions, he decides to remove the contingency contract to see if his intervention continues to show results. What is this an example of? Determinism, experimentation, empiricism, or replication?
I'm sorry, B, experimentation.
B. We have 2 for B?
3 for B.
3 for B.
4 for B.
4 for B. So tell me why it's B since you guys are all on the same page.
Several sessions, they repeating themselves, doing the same, they're doing the experiment over. Oh.
So you said it's the same thing over, but that would be replication.
That is. That is. Hold on.
He's changing the conditions of the experiment. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, like finding the which intervention works, kind of like the
manipulating the variable.
Yes, perfect. So exactly. So what we're looking at is removing and then putting it back, removing, but we are manipulating. It's not really about repeating because nowhere on there does it say anything about anything being repeated.
Right.
Okay. We're strictly removing something to see if the results change or not. Because sometimes it won't change, but it's still considered experimentation because what you're doing is manipulating the variables. Nice job, guys. All right, Johnny is a BCBA. He decides to use an intervention with his client. This question's similar, but it's not the same. It will use both a contingency contract and a peer mentor. After several sessions, he will collect data by asking the teacher's opinion of the client's behavior. What attitude of science is this scenario violating? Determinism, experimentation, empiricism, or replication?
C, empiricism.
C.
C, empiricism.
Do I have C for 3 for C, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What did you guys see on there?
Opinion, her opinion,
Her
not.
opinion is right. I'm sorry. It's just the method in which he's collecting the data is not empirical. It's based upon her opinion and not the actual study.
I second that.
Good. So it's a violation. So you guys noticed that it was a violation. So it's her opinion, and you're looking at what other word where it says the right here, right? Collecting data.
Right.
Very good. So collecting data are facts, but she violated that because it's an opinion. Good job, guys. All right, Michael is a BCBA with a new client. The BCBA starts the indirect assessment with the parent interview. They start talking about the specific behaviors of concern, and the parent says, "My son has tantrums because he has autism." What attitude of science is the parent violating? Determinism, experimentation, empiricism, or replication?
A, determinism.
Determinism.
A.
A.
Wow, good job, guys. Determinism. So you also saw that violation question, okay? And then what about the whole thing with my son has tantrums because he has autism? What does that mean? What is it?
Is it circular reasoning?
It's circular
It's,
reasoning. Perfect. That's
mental-
even better.
mental-
That's even better than what I wanted, because I wanted someone to say mentalistic, but it is
Yeah.
circular reasoning. Perfect. Does anybody else want to add on that?
I was just gonna say mentalism, but you go.
Good, good. Yes, but specifically it's mentalism. That's what I wrote here. It's a mentalistic statement, but it is specifically circular reasoning. Very good, guys. All right, you guys did awesome. I'm very proud of you guys. Thank you so much for participating. I just wanted to remind you one more time, if you guys want to attend our courses, we have one coming up this Saturday, one the Saturday after, and they are on discount right now for $17.99. If you want to sign up, just go to the website, abaexamacademy.com/shop, and all of these things are included. It's a 2-hour course, 25-question mini-mock, and a supplemental study guide. Does anybody have any questions?
No, see you Saturday.
Yeah, see you Saturday. Thank you so much, Daymi.
Thank you.
Guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Loved it. Thank you, Daymi.
Oh, you're welcome. Good job. Good job, guys. You guys all did so good.